I settled my still-new hat more comfortably and stepped out of the patrol car into the mild winter day. I took my time strolling up to the driver. Nice top-of-the-line Lexus, blurred with a good coat of road dust. Hard to say how far it had come, but the dealer's decal on the back said Dallas. Unusual. We didn't get many from Dallas out this way. They kept to the interstate, where the drive was no less boring, but the McDonald's and 7-Eleven stops were more frequent. People from big cities complain about the demise of small towns and those charming mom-and-pop operations, and avoid them every chance they get. The window rolled down on the Lexus as I stepped up to the driver's side window, and I got my first look at the driver. She was in her 30s, with dark, smooth, straight hair that fell like silk around her face, and eyes the blue of a blowtorch flame. Her skin was as pale and perfect as milk, snow-white skin. No rose-red lips, though. Hers were tinted a delicate shade of lilac that matched her eyeshadow. The strength of will in her eyes was a shot of liquid nitrogen down my spine. I had to take a deep breath to get my heart going again. Those blue eyes could look innocent at first glance. When I blinked, they were flat, cynical, and suspicious. "Going pretty fast, miss," I said. It was a come-on line number 1, police-wise, and I winced when I realized I'd said it. She tilted her head slightly, looking at me. I had a strange feeling she was trying to place me as if we'd met before. "Turn the engine off, please." She complied. The purr of the Lexus died away, leaving only the whisper of the wind and the dry, steady click of the lights flashing on my cruiser. I smelled perfume, something expensive, applied lightly. It hit me like a late sucker punch that she was maybe the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in the flesh. "License and insurance, please," I asked. She handed them over so quickly she must have had them ready. I was beginning to be glad I'd had Farlene check on this one. There was such a thing as being too composed, and she was the poster child for it. I looked at the picture, a good one for a wonder, and most definitely her, and the name. "Megan Leary?" "Sorry, I don't give autographs." She had a smoke and bourbon voice like a 40s movie star, and the attitude to match. It was like she was daring me to write her up. While I was thinking about it, the radio beeped for attention. I went back to it, leaned in, and answered. 9, go. "Dan!" Something had gotten Farlene all excited, too excited to use codes that were mostly posturing anyway in a town that just barely qualified as a wide spot in the road. "Dan, you stay right there, and don't you let that woman go. Deputy Pazer's coming out to meet you. You keep her there." Now that was gravely unusual. Deputy Pazer was the sort of guy who patrolled donut shops and liquor stores, who every once in a while smacked the town drunk around to make himself feel like a cop. If Pazer was interested in my ice maiden, I felt sorry for her already.